Oh, we failed. Boom. Oh gosh, I've got a cat's tail, and look, get away, cat. Cats, why do
You
they always...
never know, in the not too distant future, I may have a cat's tail on my desk as well.
I know. Oh, just honestly, just cats. Wherever you sit, they, you're on your computer and they have to just come and... Do you remember that thing? Have you ever seen Simon's Cat? That's brilliant. It's hilarious, isn't it? Oh, Angela was first. Hello, Angela. Hello.
Hi, Libby.
Oh, hello, Libby. Oh, they're all coming in now. Hello, Bonnie. Good to see you. Hi, Facebook user. Hello. Don't know who you are. Marion. Hello.
Oh, we better go and have a look.
What's the yes? Is that your... I don't know how to say that surname. We just go, it's Marion. Marion yes. We're probably being very British, but not quite sure how to... Can you sort of phonetically write it so we know what we're meant to say? Hi, everyone. Hello, Monica. Hello. I think I've just seen you, Monica.
Great to meet you, Monica.
Pia's here. Hello, Pia. Susan's here. Hello. Hope you had a good time out. I didn't. Oh, today we went out trimming, but we didn't go out last night. Well, Gary did. Well, he went to pick his mum up. I stayed home and worked till the wee hours, the very, very long wee hours. Can't see you in my screen yet, but we'll get there in a minute, hopefully. Great, Celia. Lovely to see you. Dawn's here. Hi, guys. So pleased to be back. No internet for a week. Got hit by a lightning bolt. No. Oh, God. Thank God it didn't take... Well, I don't know. Did it take anything like your TV out or is it just your internet? Lydia's here. Hi there from Canada. Hi, Lydia. Oh, hello from Sweden. Is that Therese or is it Therese or somebody else?
It is Therese.
Hello, Therese. Malin's here. Hello, Malin. Lisa's here. Hello from snowy Alberta. Oh, I do fancy a bit of snow, though. I do. Sandra's here from Czech. Hello, Sandra. Marion, you're... yes. You're saying it perfectly. Marion, yes. Okay, good. Just being very thick. Late to the party, been trimming all day. So
You're not late to the party. We are. We've only been running about 2 minutes.
Only 2 minutes. We've also been out trimming to get today, and I haven't changed because I haven't had time. So this is a manky top. Have you managed to have a change?
I managed to have, I tried to have a little sleep because I didn't have much sleep last night.
Oh, God, I didn't get sleep.
And I tried, but somebody decided to dump a kitten in my shed. Then my wife decided to dump it in my bedroom. And then the kitten decided that it was going to get in bed with me, hence why I only had about 10 minutes sleep.
Hi, Karen. Yes, so this is Gary's new kitten that was found in his tack room today.
Yeah.
Hi from Portugal, says Caroline. Hope you both had a lovely rest. No.
Not really.
But it was it was lovely.
It was.
Got an awful lot of shows and challenges to catch up with. Nearly took me... Oh, did it? No, did it? No, that's not funny, right? Christy's here. Hello, Christy. Good to see you. Vivian's here. Hello, Vivian.
Hi, Vivian.
How is your mother, Gary? How's the mothership?
Mothership is very good, thank you. She's been out with my wife because I was out trimming today. And yes, we've just had some dinner, and I expect Mother will be gone to bed before I finish this live. I'll spend some time with me mum tomorrow.
You've showered. I bet you've got a glass of wine in your hand as well. Bet you have. Just saying.
She might not. She might not.
Just saying. I bet she has. Or
she's been on the wagon. She's been on the wagon.
Have you?
Yeah.
Don't believe it. What will happen at the training camp? What happens at the training camp stays at the training camp. We don't need to tell anybody if you're on the wagon. Good evening, Megan Triggs. Oh, what will you name said kitten? Phoenix.
No. I'll tell you a little bit of a story. When I saw a picture of him when I was out trimming, I thought, oh my God, there's a kitten on my bed. And I said, oh my God, that looks like Merlin when he was little. And that was my first ever cat, which was, oh my God, probably nearly 30 years ago. So when I got home, because Lindsay asked my wife, Rachel, what's his name then? What's his name then? And she said, I haven't named him yet. He might not be staying. I haven't named him yet. I got home and she said, I've named him Lancelot.
Oh, really? Lancelot?
She's named him Lancelot.
What's wrong?
Because it's a follow-on from Merlin, you see.
Oh, Merlin and Lancelot around the round table.
Yeah. So his name's Lancelot.
Right. It's not going to be Phoenix. Phoenix would have been a great name, wouldn't it?
It would.
Wouldn't that have been a great name?
Rach, they're all saying we've got to call the cat Phoenix. She said no.
No, she's fixed now.
Yeah.
Hello, Becky. Hello from rainy Dorset. First time joining live. Please, can someone turn off the rain dial? Hang on, we'll just do a rain dance for you. Oh no, that's actually bringing more rain, isn't it? If you do a rain dance. What do you do when you want to get rid of rain? A sun dance.
It's a sun dance.
It's a sun dance. So who's that joining us from Dorset for the first time?
Dorset, that's Sazamore.
Oh, hello. Bonnie's here. I succumbed. I brought my horses in their stalls for the night as we had a snowstorm. And I felt cold.
I have to say, Bonnie, you're honest.
Don't like them I have a great story, and I'm not going to tell you guys because I'm not, but I have a fun little story. Whoa, no, you might have seen it actually. If you've seen the 15-day challenge, I'm not
15
sure.
challenge is probably it's in there.
I usually talk about it in the 15-day challenge about the story of the lady who goes out in the middle of the night with a dressing gown on to go and put rugs on her horses, or at least try and do something to because it's horrible weather. Lizzie's here. Oh, is this a new lady? Lizzie is also a new person to come along. Nice to see you. But I put their hay in different parts of the stalls. Very good. So you get that movement going.
Very good.
Emily's here. Good evening, Emily. How are you getting on? I think you did you buy? Yes, I think you're a newbie on the 15-day challenge, aren't you? I think you've just begun.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome. Jeanette's here. Hi, everyone. Actually managed to log on live instead of watching on catch up. Hello, you're live.
Hi, Jeanette.
Carol Laura. Hi from Canberra, Australian Capital Territory. That sounds very official. Is that actually like what you write on your address? Carol Laura. Horse Ranch 1, Canberra, Australian Capital Territory, Australia. That's a lot. Vanya, hello from nice and warm south of France. At last the mud is drying out. Oh, it's getting warmer. Apparently it's going to be very warm tomorrow, Vanya. Well, 26, not very warm, but
warm and sunny tomorrow.
Yeah, Shannon's here. Hello, Shannon. Hello, darling.
Hello,
Carol
lovely.
says autocorrect. Did it? I can autocorrect. It's just did it? Autocorrect. Okay, right. Gary, did you go and by any chance have a look at what they requested? Honestly, I don't know about you guys, but did you notice how yesterday the group went nuts? We went up from something like 4.2 thousand to 4.6 thousand practically overnight. It just, I think Bethan at Goresworth might have something to do with that. I might have to just go and tell her off, because I think she just basically went on her page and went, everybody join the Phoenix group, and it just went, and it's still coming in now. We keep going, yes, you're in. We were like, shall we let them in? Should we let them into our lovely family? It's such a lovely, isn't it nice that we get people who somebody posted up today and they said, I don't know whether I'm allowed to say this. Let me just share my screen, because this was very lovely. I really liked this. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm hoping this is allowed to stay up just because I want to share my appreciation. Hi, I'm new here, been a member for maybe a week, and I've already put up several posts and had plenty of replies. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone on here, as this is by far the nicest horse group, full stop, I am part of. Everyone is so supportive and kind, non-judgmental, and so happy to help. Not only on my own post, but I've seen it on other people's as well. I feel really lucky to be part of this community. I feel my horse will really thrive because of it too. So thank you so very much. And I'm sure most others here would share the same opinion. Isn't that nice? This lovely little horsey eating a few brambles. Nice and bit of mud. We like to see a bit of mud. Well, you know, isn't that lovely? It wasn't that nice. I thought that was really, really lovely. Thank you for that, Mrs. Taylor. I love it. It was really good. Nova says, hi, everyone. We have a yellow weather here in West Coast of Scotland. Do you? Oh, God. It's just not never ending, is it? It's never ending. Oh, yes, I saw that. It's amazing. Yeah, it was. It was really, really lovely. Lydia says we just got about a foot of wet snow dumped on us yesterday. I'd like to critically assess that statement, please. Is snow ever dry? I'm confused. Wet snow. Jeanette, it was amazing. It was so lovely. Such a nice post. Hi from Australia. Hello. Anne's here from Stratford. Good old Stratford in Canada. Sorry I'm late, says Bethan. Wex decided he wanted to go out and tart with the ladies. Did he indeed?
Oh, good for Deck. Good for Wexford.
Get on.
Good on, you Wex.
It's then taken me and Dan 45 minutes to get him back in. He's feeling good. Oh, yes. Oh, I love him.
There was something that came up over the last couple of days, and it was in response to Sarah's post when she let Squire out, and somebody, and I don't know who it was, but it was beautiful. It turned round and said, I hope at some point that my horse will act the same and they can do a Squire. And I thought that was lovely. Wexford is getting his inner Squire.
That's brilliant. Oh, that's good news. It's good to hear.
That is good news.
It's very good to hear. Oh, that's lovely. She says, morning from Australia. Hello, Vicky. Good morning. Good morning. Hiya. Good morning. Glad that you've joined us. Hi from a rainy Jersey. Oh, is that Jane? Is that Jane who's on Jersey? Because we've got a few people, I think, on Jane. I'm just guessing it might be Jane. Jeanette, was that Mrs. Post? Yeah, it was Mrs. Taylor. That was a lovely post. Uta from Germany. Hello, Uta. Glad to have you here. Lydia, I think that's funny. Wet snow. It's wet snow. It's not dry snow, Lydia. Just raining every day here in Zena. Well, yes, but at least you can go outside, Dawn, and it might be raining, but you can see the sea, right? Look at the sea. Beautiful sea. Breathe in the sea air and ignore the rain. What's happening with the rain? Sarah's here. Hello, Sarah. Hi, everyone. Squire's mummy. Facebook user says yes. Angela Garberg says wet snow is just so heavy and creates a mess as it melts quickly or makes an impossible slippery icy ground if it freezes. Dry snow is slippery. You guys are snow connoisseurs. I bet you know your snowflakes. I bet you could all sit around the table and get the snowflakes under the magnifying glass and be like, hey, yes, this is a very particular nice snowflake. I bet you do know your snow. I bet you've got all the stuff for it as well. I can just imagine it now. I bet you've got this is what we see in the movies. I bet you've got chains to go over your wheels, or maybe you're all going to the shops on your snowmobiles. You're jumping on your snowmobiles and you're all like in your skiing outfit, and big hats with big fluffy ears, and your big snow boots, and you're on your snowmobile going down to the chemist to get some paracetamol or something because you fell over and hit your head in the snow, on the icy wet snow, when it landed on the ground and turned into ice. Vivian says, hi, I'm here. Wish the live this morning would have worked on the way to the ranch. Don't worry. I'm so sorry. It was my fault. I don't know what I did. I deleted your voice. But Vivian, I don't know if Gary's already told you, but try again. Come back and try again. If you can't book another, go back into the booking on the 10-day. And if you can't book another date, it won't let you. It should, but if it doesn't, just drop us a line and we'll get you in. And maybe we'll get you practicing beforehand. I've been out in a t-shirt all day. Sorry, ladies. Have you got a Hoof Hero t-shirt, Marion? Have you been out in your Hoof Hero t-shirt? I don't know. I don't know if you're doing the challenges. I'm not sure. Just up to day 10 of the 10-day. Fantastic. Amazing, guys. Well done. Have you booked your assessment, Vicky? Are you going to do an assessment? And have you booked your group call? Because we want to put a face. I can see just half of your face there and your lovely horsey face, but we want to say hi in the group call. Reminds me, Gary, remind me to say about Saturday. Oh my God, you're so funny. I don't think I'm very funny. Thank you, though. It's very kind of you. Dawn says,
is that yes, funny ha-ha or funny peculiar?
Oh, yeah, maybe funny peculiar. I love the word peculiar. Oh, that is one of my... Do we all have a favourite word? Like, completely off topic for a moment. What's Dawn says? I've been out with my shovel digging mud off the track. Had to cancel the tractor because it was so wet. I remember being in Glastonbury. It was so wet, tractors and mud and being dragged out and all of that. Has anybody got a favourite word? I like the word peculiar just because I like the way I like to say peculiar. Anybody got a favourite word they like to say? If anybody says hoof, honestly, peculiar. Have you got a nice word you want to say? I think I like words with B's in them. Rubber, blubber. And I can think of a few others that I better not say live because that would be wrong.
Is it really weird that all I've got is Miranda coming into my head with all her funny
that's
words?
Word association. Peculiar and Miranda. Haberdashery. Yes. Oh, yes. That's one of those words, isn't it? I love haberdashery. Is that because we grew up with Are You Being Served? Is that what it is? And from haberdashery.
I'm free.
I'm free. Anybody who's not British would not know what we're talking about. Predicament. Oh, yes, I like that word. Predicament. They sound so very British. Karen says, I like statistics. Oh, yeah, that's quite a statistics. There are so many words out there, aren't there, that people really struggle saying, like special, like business and special and things like that. Bobble. Bobble, says Shannon. I like bobble. I like bobble hat. Bobble is a good. Jumble. You see, it's the B's. It's the B's and the L's and the E's. I love the word, but hate the place. Jumble sale. Over here, they call a jumble sale a brocante. Well, it's like a cross between a car boot sale and a jumble sale, and they call it a brocante. Oh, here's a good word. I bet. Go on, Gary. You say that word.
Phenomenon.
Ooh, he's good. Can't spell it, she says, but phenomenon.
Yes, like, I wouldn't be able to spell it either unless it was up there.
Spécifiquement. It's French. Specifically in English. I like that. Spécifiquement. That's nice. Oh, would we say spécifiquement? Because it's an A, I guess. We have a French lesson from Marion right now. Jeanette's laughing. Right, that's wasted 20 minutes. What are we going to talk about tonight, guys? We can't just
It's
talk
not
about our
wasted
favourite
time,
word.
Lindsay. This is seeing our family and catching up.
I don't mean wasted like wasted.
I know you didn't. I know
I
you didn't.
just mean like, did I put here? I'm trying to. God, so many posts have gone up in the group. I'm scrolling down them right now, trying to. Oh, look, I've just found Sarah's loop knife. I'm scrolling down. I can't find where. I just found Charlotte's post of us peeking over the top. That was quite funny. It made me laugh. Right, Phoenix Warriors. This is the post that I wanted to find because we wanted to see if there were any topics. I haven't looked at this since yesterday, so I got no 33 comments. I can't talk about 33 topics. Danielle, will you create a list of hoof professionals from around the world where we can find a trimmer knowledgeable to HM? Thank you so much for educating us and helping the horses. Yes, as I said, we're working on it. Yes. Well, we have got a map. I just have not put it out. We have got an interactive map that we use in-house, but we've not put it out there yet. But we will. Yes, hoof care professionals. Yes, in the UK. Understanding and trimming compaction down to the HSP in the back of the foot. Thank you for all you do. That's tricky.
That is tricky.
That's not one we can. I don't think we can really do a live on that. Defo a deserved night off. Oh, thank you very much, Susan Garvin. Yeah, quite right. Take care and get. Yes, thank you very much. They're all saying, yeah, lovely. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, clipping and no rugs. I've done a YouTube video on that. There it is. Blah 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 blah. I did one last year when I was in my doing fancy YouTube video mode, and that's clipping and rugging. Written guidelines of feeding and foot trimming. Well, they're on the challenges, so you'd have to get on the challenges if you want that. Great thought. I was thinking about this while on the way to work. We talk a lot about the dreaded laminitis. What about navicular syndrome, please? What are the complications of this, and can it be managed better than heart bar shoes and wedges? Sorry for swearing. Yes, it can. Very much so. Be managed much better. It's the reason that the horse has got navicular in the first place isn't just the shoes, but it's the bad hoof care. And putting a shoe on a horse takes away their natural pillars of support, which people will laugh at if they don't understand the natural foot and they've never studied it. It takes away the natural pillars of support and also balance. Balance is a major problem in the horse. Ends up horses landing toe or heel first. In fact, actually, let me just stop share a minute. I'll go back to that in a minute. What might make... Oh, I think I asked a question the other day as well. What might make a horse land heel or toe first? Now, predominantly, they should land flat. And there's a very, very good reason for that, which I might let you in on. Predominantly. In fact, horses with their hind feet, it's difficult for them to walk toe or heel first. In fact, they don't have much control over that. They are landing flat. You slow your horses walking down and you should see they land flat. And we had Daisy on here, didn't we? We were showing Daisy walking across the screen landing flat. But some horses will land heel first and some land toe first. And in fact, they've said, haven't they? And this is all taken from domestic horses. They've said, and horses will change depending on, of course, will change depending on the terrain, right? They can be flexible, hurrah. But when they are landing, when they're on a flat surface, what things can cause the horse to land heel or toe first? What sort of things can do that? Negative hoof walls in short hooves. I think I know. Are you saying so making the horse go into a negative palmar angle, or are you just saying making the foot shorter? Right. Yes. Double is a good word. Met is behind. Met is just a little bit. Double is a lovely word. You see, it's the BLE. Bubble, bumble, jubble, hubble bubble. I'm a witch. Hubble bubble. Hubble bubble. Mix up my hoof cow world. Hubble bubble. Who shall I put into my cauldron? Hubble bubble bubble bubble. Ooh,
You're going to be trouble tonight, aren't you?
I'm tired. That's why. I've had 3 hours sleep in 2 days and I'm pooped. You did a great YouTube on navicular. Did I? I can't remember. I apparently did a good YouTube video on navicular. Perhaps you should go to YouTube and have a look. Yeah. Christy, can you tell me if the trim needs to be different for a pony who has some osteonecrosis? Can I come back to that? We'll come back. Gary, remind me to come back to Christy Ruggles, which I also have to say, Ruggles is a very nice word as well. I'm sure everybody watching this would agree with me that Ruggles is a lovely word. If that really is your surname, I'm jealous, frankly. If that's the name of your pony, that's a lovely name. But if it's your surname, I want that surname. Ruggles. Jeanette, pain. Okay, yes. So if a horse is walking toe first, deliberately so, because they don't want to load their heel, it could be pain in the back of the foot. Very common. Had a vet say my horse's hooves were landing flat, which was a bad thing. No. No. You've got to learn about velocity, and you've got to learn about what position the coffin bone is in when the foot hits the ground. Pain, yes, pain, lots of pain. Am I a pain? Are you saying I'm a pain? That's rude. Oh my goodness, they're saying I'm a pain, Gary. Pain. Or if you're Marion, you wouldn't say pain, you'd say pain. And it would be a big long baguette, which would actually be bread. You see, Marion's just reading that going, why is everybody putting bread? Bread, 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 bread. No, it's pain. Pain and pain. So I just give you a French lesson there. The way it's been trimmed and or shod. Yes, that's very important. That is crucial. Entertainment, love it. Love all your voices, Lindsay, Mother Nature, and now the witch. Hubble bubble, hubble. I sprinkle in a little bit of farrier. I didn't say that out loud. I was just thinking it. Ruggles, thank you and thank you. It's 100% my surname. Pony is Lucy Ruggles. Oh, Lindsay Ruggles. I love that. I love Ruggles. I think that's fast becoming one of my favorite words is Ruggles. Such a great name. Can you just imagine it? You know, Mr. and Mrs. Ruggles. Oh, it's lovely. If you were running a hotel and Mr. and Mrs. Ruggles had booked their, you know, you'd be expecting these you've got it in your mind what Mr. and Mrs. Ruggles are going to come in looking like. I love that. I like serendipity, but there are others which I better not say. Serendipity, indeed. Toe first landing because heels too high, built up sole and bars, pain. Yeah. Toe first landing is usually because we've got problems and pain in the back of the foot. Yes. And we recognize that as being a problem, but we'll talk about that in a sec. Lots of good words here in New Zealand that would make you giggle. I like the word giggle. That's also a good word. Douleur, pain. You see, that's pain in French. I shouldn't have said that.
I didn't know that.
I should have made Gary find that out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Douleur. So it's douleur, Marion. We're talking about douleur, not bread. We're not talking about bread this evening. Words. Munted is a good word. Have you noticed how they're not really that bothered about talking about hoof care? Now I've got them off on words. They'd rather talk about words than actually learn anything about hoof care. Munted. What do we use munted for? I'm sure we might. Would we use munted?
I don't even know what it means.
I don't know if that's a word that we'd use in us over here. Munted. Munted. Tell us what it means. Ruggles is also an equestrian brand. It is. No, move on. We're not allowed to say brand. That's brand placement. Stop now. Conformation. Oh, are we saying that that's a nice word, or are you just saying? I'm confused now. No, I think you mean.
I think you mean about the navicular.
Wow. Now you see. Here's an interesting thing about conformation, and people will always say that a horse needs to be, if they've not got good conformation, you can shoe or trim the horse to make it have better conformation, right? I've never experienced that. And I have to tell you that even if you've got what we would consider not particularly good conformation, like feet that maybe don't go like this way, but they go like that way on a front foot, and they might have funny sort of leg, or they might have, you know, when their cannon bone sort of doesn't look like it's coming from the right point of the knee and it's slightly off to the side. I mean, you see all kinds of weird things in conformation. Of course, the horse, in theory, if you keep its foot to its natural parameters, will sort its foot out to be correct. The trouble is we fiddle and faddle and meddle, and then that causes a problem. Yeah, same thing. Even if they've got poor posture, you can't balance a horse trying to artificially balance a horse from its feet upwards. The horse will balance its feet from its own body down, depending on what its body doing. So, for instance, if I've got a horse that's got it's wrying its foot because of its conformation, because it's twisted through the pastern. I'm just eating, that's why. Twisted through the pastern, and you look underneath, it's balanced. It might look weird from the top, but it's balanced under. Ugly. Yeah.
I think she had a typo error. Go to the next one.
Munted. That's it. I think it is ugly, isn't it? I think
it's
so.
Actually, I found it. It means destroyed or ruined.
It's not what we use it for, is it? Up in the north.
No.
Munted. Oh, he's a bit munted, or she's a bit munted. That's actually even with a Devonshire accent. She'll be right, mate. I don't know if I can say that in an Australian accent. I'm just trying to think now. I'm going to conjure up my inner Sheila, because New Zealand. Am I going to really, really offend you if I said basically New Zealand's basically the same as Australian accent, isn't it? And you're now going to go mad, aren't you? You're going to be like,
they're going to go mad.
No, how dare you? Put another barb. No, I'm not even going to try it. Pedal bone rotation, heel landing. Oh, she's a proper munter.
I wasn't going to say that, Bethan. I was holding back.
Yes, so pedal bone rotation. It's like I'm having a dual conversation here. Pedal bone rotation.
Let's keep you awake.
Well, certainly, yes. Well, certainly, if you have got pedal bone rotation, and I think you've seen some of these images of these horses walking, they completely will change their posture, and they are trying desperately to lean back, but they can't because their heels are too high. And so they will end up doing a little bit of a heel first landing. Fiddle, faddle, meddle. Brilliant. The mind boggles. See, all of those words are brilliant. Even brilliant. I like the word brilliant. The only two that mind. Other than that, great. The Wi-Fi signal here is pants like the weather. I'll have to watch the catch-up version. Have a good session. Oh, see you, Celia. See you soon. Maybe tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. Oh, boggles. Love that word. Yeah, boggle. See, nobody really wants to talk about navicular. They just want to talk about nice words. We call mounted.
That sounds rude.
Stop
Did I just
it
say that on the
now.
telly?
You just said that. Gary, you just said that out loud. What's wrong with you? All right.
I'm
bleep,
tired.
bleep, bleep.
I have to bleep that out.
Jenny says, I have a donkey that I definitely have balance, but turns out badly at the knee. I keep doubting myself. Don't doubt yourself. Let the donkey balance his foot. Don't you try to balance. And it might look weird, but he will balance his foot. Oh my God, it's Kiwi, not Aussie. Oh God, have I just offended you that way as well? We're coming to Gary. We're coming to Australia and New Zealand next year.
We're going to have lessons on being politically correct in each country.
You're going to have to give us lessons on what we're allowed to say.
Yeah.
And what we're not. I mean, do you all say put another prawn on the barbie? Put another prawn on the barbie, Sheila? Do you say that? I mean, that's what we think you say. Or pour me another Foster's. One of those. I think that's what you say. But oh my God, it's Kiwi. Try this. No, I'm moving on.
No. No. No.
I'm going to do it in a Danish accent. Are you ready? Elastisk stralepud. Elastisk stralepud. It is Danish.
You sound like that cartoon character, like the Dracula thing that sort of off a Sesame Street.
Dracula. I'm meant to put these on YouTube. What the hell am I going to call this live? What's your favorite word? We call munted minging.
Minging. Oh, that's a good word. I use that a lot.
Do it. Anybody else other than us Brits use the word minging? Because minging's the word. Oh, that. Or you use it for everything, don't you? He's minging. He's a minger. She's a minger. Oh God, that's minging.
I turn up and I've trimmed 16 horses, and I turn up in the house, and Rachel says, "Bugger off, you're minging."
Minging's a good word.
Minging's a good word.
Oh my God, wait till I meet you, mate. Oh no, we've started something now. No way, Aussie's definitely different. Oh God, Gary will not be allowed in. They won't let us in. Do we have like a tick sheet that we have to write down famous Aussie phrases and famous New Zealand? I know that what Jenny says, and I've seen a few New Zealand people say this, and you say not ticket, click it. Did they click it or something like that? Like I clicked it. No. What do you say? And you've said it a few times in your voicemail messages to me, and I'm like, that is definitely not a word we use. Shrimp.
Where is this going?
Don't know.
This is the weirdest life ever.
And next time I'm going to have
really funny.
More than 3 hours sleep. Shrimp. That's why horses have navicular, because of the word shrimp.
But you could say that the navicular bone looks a bit shrimpy.
No, you couldn't.
No. All right.
But although, if you're doing word association, navicular bone is called the navicular bone because of nav, because of the Latin, because it is shaped like a boat. Hence the reason why it's called navicular bone. Got a bit serious then. I'm a trimmer. You can't get offended. Brilliant. We're trimmers. We don't get offended. I'm being told to stop now. Stopping now. Let's get back to the serious subject of horses' hooves. Will you? Oh, good, Jenny. Thank you. Please do, because I need it. We don't want to offend anyone, and I'm terrible at picking up accents. Yay, coming to Australia. No, we don't speak like that. I can't wait. God, no, we don't know where we're coming in Australia yet, but we are coming next year. We have beautiful indoor setup here in New Zealand. Ooh. Jeanette, more like a Russian accent. I'm Russian. We do. I'm not going to do it. We do have kangaroos in our paddock. Wow.
That's awesome. There's something about a kangaroo. I think I quite like. I like kangaroos.
But isn't that word kangaroo again a nice word?
Yes.
I also like the word paddock. Paddock is a nice word. Kangaroo. Yes, you know, I can't wait to see them. And what? Okay, what's the difference between a wallaby and a kangaroo then? Is a wallaby just a smaller version of a kangaroo?
It's smaller, yeah.
Or is it actually a bit different? Is it just like a kangaroo that's gone washed, small, you know, in the washing machine? It's got very small. It's shrunk. It's a wallaby. It's a, you know, or is it just a wallaby, which is a wannabe kangaroo? What is it? Explain, please. Our side of Scotland, it's
boggin.
Is it boggin? What? It's boggin. Is that what that is? Is that what you mean? Or are we talking about navicular? I'm very confused. Might it be considered at some point to talk about? Oh, Marion's getting a bit annoyed. Look, come on, quick, get in. Marion's going to slap us all into place here. Clip the ticket. That's it. What does that mean? You going, and he clipped the ticket. Like, what does clip the ticket mean? Who knows what clip the ticket mean? I've never heard that phrase.
Not a clue.
Have you heard that, Gary?
No.
You must have said that so many times. And he clipped the ticket. See how good I've mimicked your voice there, Jenny. Right, get out of the way, flops. Shrimp on the Barbie, not Oh. Put another shrimp on the Barbie. Oh, get flops. Oh, go away. Weird, because us Kiwis got it going on. Have you really? Don't start fighting between you now, guys. How many newbies are joining the lights now? I'm wondering what is going. We don't normally. We actually teach you things on these lives, but for some reason this evening,
it's all turned into mass hysteria, and it's all Lindsay's fault.
It's my fault because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, as they would say in the UK. I don't know me arse from me elbow today. So that's a pretty English saying. She doesn't know her arse from
limited sleep, trimming horses. Yes.
Don't know my arse from my elbow, as my dad would say. Shrimp on the barbecue. Okay, I'm English. I got it wrong.
You got it wrong.
How? It sounds not.
But technically, a prawn is a shrimp.
Well, technically, what's the difference between a prawn and a shrimp?
God, here we go.
Kangaroo, wallaby, prawn, shrimp. What's the difference, everybody? It's small. Fine. It's a wallaby is a wannabe kangaroo. Ask New Zealand people to say 6. 6. Everybody, we're all doing it now. 6. You see, one night off and we're all suffering with hysteria, killing myself laughing. What have I walked into? I might not put this one on YouTube. I might not put this on YouTube.
No, I don't think we should put this one up to stay off YouTube.
Shrimping is what cats do when they curl up with their paws stretched together. Is it? I didn't know that. I've just learned something. Love the word kangaroo. I know, right? Something about the word kangaroo. Kangaroo. Something about that word. But then I like wallaby too.
What have I walked into?
I know, I'm sorry. To get some shut-eye. Go get some shut-eye, mate. You're making no sense, lol. But entertainment value is mint. I think I sounded like
That
somebody
sounded
from
more South
I was
African.
going to say I sounded like somebody from South Africa. In fact, and if you're from South Africa, you didn't sound anything like it at all. Yes, it's just smaller. The Aussies use brogan. Do the Kiwis brogan?
What's broken?
I've no idea. Is Lindsay munted tonight? No, I'm totally 100%, whatever that means. I'm totally sober, if you're asking that. But I am working on 3 hours sleep in 2 days, so it's probably why. Clip ticket. Honestly, I heard Penny say it, Penny Ann Gifford, and I heard Jenny say it. Clip the ticket. What does it mean, Jenny? Please tell us. I definitely show up late. I have no idea. Don't worry. Neither do we. I just asked what everybody's favourite word was, and then we started talking about navicular, and we've lost navicular because everybody likes the word thing better. Signing up the 15 today. I'm signing up for the 15 today because maybe we can do a word challenge in there. Actually, there might be one. Well done, Bonnie.
Well done, Bonnie.
Good girl. Wombat. That's not very nice.
That's a good word.
Thank you. Don't call me a wombat. That's a bit rude, really, isn't it? Oh, you mean it's a nice word? It is not. Wombat is a nice word. Wombat. I like that word. She is sleep deprived. I am. It basically means, it means basically making money and not doing a job properly, and or making money and not giving value or knowing your stuff. Oh, he clipped
Clip the ticket.
the ticket. Does it? He clipped the ticket. He didn't do a very good job on my car. He clipped the ticket. It broke down when I drove it out the garage. Is that what you mean? My horse is now lame after his trim because he clipped the ticket. Well, there you go.
Sounds very similar to rip me off.
Rip me off. He ripped me off.
Rip me off.
Rip me off. That's what we would say. He's been ripped off. Frog.
Now back to navicular.
Frog. Yes. Sore frog. Sore frog is going to cause a horse to land toe first. None of them are equine. No. None of the words that we like, you mean? No. I thought they called shrimps yabbies. Oh, look, it's getting too complicated now. Put a yabby on the Barbie. I mean,
I've heard of yabbies.
Never heard of it before in my life.
Yeah, I've heard of yabbies.
Never. Not brogan, bogan. Oh.
We can't even read.
Horses' hooves, please. Vivian's saying, for goodness sake, just shut up now. Aussies also say, see you on the other side. What, as in when you die? See you on the other side. I don't understand. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Forget it, Vivian. The night's too crazy for that. Okay. No, we are going to talk about it. Right. Picture this. Horse is walking along and it should be walking flat. Imagine this is my arm, but I'm pretending it's a pastern now, right? Fetlocks up there somewhere. And P3. Now, imagine this and this. Obviously, they can articulate, right? So when the horse is coming forward, he will naturally sort of tip up like that. Here's the ground. Just on the moment of landing, they should go boom, boom. This is, I'm going to tell you something now that you've never thought of before. I know I am. Boom. This is P3. Coffin joint. P2. Boom. If a horse goes to land heel first, coffin joint. If a horse goes to land toe first, coffin joint. What's happening to the coffin joint? You wanted horse stuff. You wanted horse stuff, guys. This is what causes navicular. Yes. You got it. It's all about balance. Bending friction. God, for a minute then I just thought that was some word that you liked. Bending and friction. That's where I was with that. Bending, friction. My sister asked what you were talking about tonight. I said, I've no idea. I've no idea. They're just off it. Off their heads. That's another English saying. They're off their heads. Articulating. Yeah, because we hate the word rotating, frankly. It's a nonsensical word because rotating makes most people think of that when it's rotating. They don't think of it doing that. I don't know, I don't know. I don't know why they call it a negative palmar angle, why they can't call it a positive palmar angle. They have to call it rotation, which has so much. It's such an emotive got such an emotive connotation to it when you say the word rotation. Wrong pressure when landing. Yeah. Getting hit hard. Yes. Coffin bone being positioned incorrectly. Yes. Pressure is coming to an articulation that's not aligned. Yes. It's jarring the joint. Yes. Heat. Yes. This is good. This is good. Okay. So you're walking along. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Or so I'm going to just draw this, I think. I'm just going to see if I can find. Let me just find my whiteboard. Hold on a minute. I need to do a whiteboard. It's not rocket science lesson. Let's just choose that one for a minute. And I'll see if I can draw it with my pad, but I don't know if I can. So you have to put up with it, guys.
This should be fun.
My drawings are bad enough as it is anyway. All right. Do you see that? Let me see. Where's my draw thing?
Can you tell what it is yet?
Can you tell what it is? Oh no, I don't think we're meant to mention. He was disgraced, wasn't he?
He's a disgrace now.
Australia don't want to talk about that. Oh, that's a bit rubbish. Well, I want something that's a bit thicker than that. We need to give it a big bit of weight. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's rubbish. Oh God, Lindsay, get it together. It's so embarrassing. Right. Damn it. All right, I'm gonna try. Here we go. So here is very badly drawn. Oof. That's the foot. Sorry, it's badly drawn. So now we've got the coffin bone in here, right? Okay, so his palmar processes are going to be sort of just, oh, hello, just off ground parallel, but that's what it would look like. You'd only see mainly that on there. And then, so extensor processes up here. And then you're coming down here. And then you've got P2 here. Oh, God, that was bad. And it's going up. Oh, it's very large, my P2. It's not meant to be that big. Anyway, you get the idea. Oh, God. I'm so sorry, right? That is not that really what the navicular bone looks like, but it will do, right? Let me just take that bottom bit off. Oh, it won't let me. Okay, so let's turn it. Let's get a different color, blue. And now, I think yeah, fine. So, oh God, can I change that color to that blue. I got it right. All right. There. Here we come. This is a very not brilliant diagram by any stretch of the imagination, and I very much apologize for that. But this, what's that there? What is it? You want it larger? I know it won't let me do it larger. Hold on, let me blow it up. Is that better?
I think that's what they meant.
Like that?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, DDFT. Yeah, deep digital flexible tendon, deep digital flexible tendon, deep digital flexible tendon, deep digital flexible tendon. No, it's a tendon, Bonnie. It's the deep digital flexor tendon. But it's very closely associated with ligaments as well, like the impar ligaments, collateral ligaments, very, very closely. DDFT, right? Okay, cool. You got that, right? I got it. Everybody's got it. So, what's the navicular bone there for? What is the navicular bone there for? Oh, I've got sleepies. Why do we have a navicular bone? I've sort of backtracked a little bit here. Why do we have a navicular? It's a spacer. Yes, good girl. She's been to our workshops. It's a spacer. It is. No idea. Well, at least you're honest. I mean, let's face it. It's better to be honest. It's a pivot point. It is. To help Daft slide. From now on, it will be known as Daft. It's a spacer. It is. It's spacing. It is. Right, let's go back to my drawing. So, this bone being here means that the DDFT maintains... oh, God. Ignore that bit. It maintains this angle all the time. Does it, Lindsay? It does. Let me explain. When a horse puts his foot down and the fetlock all the way up here, right, is on its way down that way, because that's what happens with the fetlock. Then it goes, whoop. So P2 and P, I'm going to try and, there he is. He's just finished off there. And then we've got, that was very bad, but so what? There we've got, now we've got the long pastern bone coming in, right? And it's a bit skinny, sorry. And what happens is that when the fetlock goes down, so do these two bones, and they push down this way. Well, the DDFT, right, is running up behind them. Here, oh God, it's going so wrong. The DDFT, it doesn't bend there, by the way. That's just my shitty drawing. Oh God, you try and do it with a trackpad. The DDFT runs up behind these two here. And when the fetlock descends, so do these. These go this way too, right? Which means that the DDFT also goes this way. So the DDFT at this point here is also changing its angle because these two bones have descended. They're articulating here and it's articulating here. And this bone is coming down and pushing on the navicular bone, which pushes into this digital cushion. Hence the reason there's a cushion there, because this slightly pushes down into that. And the DDFT also moves, but, and here's the clever bit, because it has a navicular bone there, this angle never changes. Because it has a very specific angle of insertion. So that the bone, when the bones go back up, these bones, to be more upright, the DDFT comes back upright, but this stays the same. This angle of insertion stays the same. Are you all with me? Or are you with the Woolwich? Another English saying. Shit, why are we saying that? Why are we saying SH1T? right?
I think that's
Everybody,
perhaps a little bit of realization of what happens now when they're toe landing and when they're heel landing. I think the penny may have dropped.
very clever. Very clever navicular birds. Very,
It
very
is.
clever navicular bird. Mother Nature, she sat there on a board meeting and she's going, now then, we've got a foot and we've got 2.5 bones in the horse's foot. Now, what are we going to do, everybody? Because we've got to connect these bones to the muscles that are further up. Lucy in the back. Yes, Lucy. I think we should have a tendon attached to the bottom of P3 all the way up the leg. Now, that's a very good idea. I think that up to the muscle further up. Yes, lovely. But what happens when the horse puts his foot down? That tendon is just going to waft around, and then it's just going to put extra strain where it shouldn't. Could we put a little bone, sort of pop it in there? How big should the bone be? I don't know. Just a little bone, pop it in, little spacer bone, and then that might keep it at a steady angle. Is that what we think? Sorry, shouldn't have spoken up, Mother Nature. And Mother Nature goes, "What a good idea! We'll call it the navicular bone." I'm back. My horse has slipped and damaged, tore his DDSE when he walked. His fetlock nearly touched the ground, made my tummy turn. Oop. Lucy's very clever. She's very young and she's new on the board, but Mother Nature likes her a lot because she comes up with some fantastic ideas. And one of those ideas was, that. Now, when a horse lands flat, so this bit and this bit hits the ground at the same time, and Rooney, who was spent a lot of his time, James Rooney spent a lot of his time as a vet dissecting horses' hooves way back in the 60s, knew this, but nobody really listened. So when the horse puts his foot down, this part of the navicular, this part of the coffin joint is under what we call 0, and I'm not going to write the next one, acceleration, otherwise known as no acceleration, as in it's not going anywhere because it's landing flat. When a horse lands heel first and he goes down heel first, this is not at 0 acceleration when it lands. It is already, it has to accelerate to get it back itself back, boom, at speed to flat again, right? Because it actually wants to find its balance before it then goes down. And what this causes is where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. Where's my fire? Oh, it isn't there. Oh, they're tiny. Oh, look. Oh, look. I got little tiny ones. It causes fire. It causes burning here because we've got friction. As this continually rubs over what we call the navicular bursa, it gets hot. Hot. Everybody do that. What does that make? That makes heat, and that causes pain. And you know what? It's a perpetual cycle because the more pain they get in the back of the foot, the more they land toe first. The more pain they get in the back of the foot, the more they land toe first. And if you have a horse that is perpetually being ridden on hard ground with incorrect balance, then you're going to have problems with the whole of what they call the podotrochular apparatus, which is all of this here. And then this begins to wear away. And this is a terrible diagram because it doesn't look like that at all. But this is what they call the flexor surface. And then what they're looking for in this surface when they do, I hope you're all with me because I'm not even looking. What they're looking for, oh God, I've got to go back and draw it. Hang on, where's it gone? Are like, are like tiny little lesions on the flexor surface, right? And that's where the bone is breaking down. And then this will end up sticking to it. over time, and that's severe. When that happens, that's very severe navicular. And that's it in a nutshell. But it's a whole, but the cause of it is balance. 100% balance. Not if you, let's say, right, I come along and I go, I'm going to put a shoe on this horse. Here, put a shoe on this horse. I might put some wedges in here. Yeah, might put some wedges in there because I fancy putting some wedges in there. And I'm going to cut the toe off. No. So actually, my shoe now is set back here, which is putting a lot of pressure on the sole, which is putting pressure towards that there. Oops, sorry. And now I've taken that off. Now before I put my shoe on, I'd already taken the toe wall off. And I'm meant to be eyeballing, Monica was just on this lesson, eyeballing my balance from my heel to my toe. Heel, toe, heel, toe. But I can't tell you what my balance correctly is now because I've taken the toe wall away. Well, to hell with it. I'll just put the shoe on anyway, and then I might put a wedge on. So all of this inside can become unbalanced. Not always, I'm sure many farriers would go up in arms at that, but I've seen many x-rays and many unbalanced hooves. And if you have a high heel, right, that is going to hit the ground first. If you've got a painful back of the foot and a high heel, they're still going to tip themselves forward onto their toe. All the time, navicular P3 does not land in what we call zero acceleration. So it will end up it will end up articulating fast around this joint before anything else happens. Boom, and then that happens. Doom, and then that happens. Instead of straight down, down. Straight down, fetlock down. It's just basic mechanics. Well, engineering, really, because Mother Nature was an engineer. And that is what causes navicular. And the more that happens, the more. But navicular syndrome, you may not have any of this change at all. In navicular syndrome, you've just got pain. And that's like saying colic is just pain in the tummy. Well, navicular syndrome is pain in the back of the foot. It's non-descriptive. They x-ray it and they may not see it. Now, here's the thing, right? You x-ray your horse and it may not have the DDFT bonded to it, and that's quite advanced. But what you've got is you have got some changes. You start seeing these weird little holes, right? And you start seeing these odd changes. And I have to say, it's quite rare that, well, rare-ish. It's not common, let's say, that horses end up with it as advanced as that. And when which is why when you have a horse with navicular, if you take the shoes off, balance their feet right, send them away for 6 months, it normally cures the problem until you bring them back and then sort all this out and then start fiddling about with their balance again and their feet. But if you just if you haven't got to this stage, there's no turning back. That's basically what you've got. Now, a lot of people will say it's genetic. No. They inherited it from their mother. What did they inherit? They inherited a broken down flexor surface. No, they didn't. What they might have inherited is a smaller sized navicular bone, which would be absolutely fine for that animal if its foot was left in balance. But if its foot's not left in balance, then it's going to predispose it to having possibly more problems. But the whole point of having this little baby here is so that this keeps its angle of insertion at all points. From that point down, whoop, it keeps that lovely angle of insertion. And this is the bit that moves with the DDFT. That stays put, really. Okay. And of course, I could take this further and further and further and further. So if I took this and I rotated, we need to stop now, don't we? So you've got me on one. Don't you know what happens when you get me on one? I can't stop. What happens if P3 is heavily rotated, right? That wouldn't look quite like that, but let's imagine that it is. Now, you've got all kinds of horrid problems going on here, but the biggest problem you've got is this very big high heel, because that's what's causing the rotation. And all of this is squished in the back, including this, including the digital cushion, including all of it. And that's why that horse is walking. God, that looks a mess, doesn't it? But if you followed it from the beginning, you'd know. If I just showed you that now, you'd be like, what on earth? But if you followed it from the beginning, there we go. Very clever Lucy. Lucy came up with navicular bone.
She's a clever girl.
She clever girl, isn't she? Wow, says Bonnie. It was brilliant lesson about balance today. Thank you, Monica. That's not me being the queen. Oh, it's very clear. It's very clear. Horrific for the Tennessean horses in the big lick. Oh God, they don't still do it, do they? I mean, come on. And they just take it, and they can do nasty things as well, can't they? It's just really not on. That was really interesting. Thanks, fabulous. Good, isn't it? It's biology, folks. I don't know whether do we think that was a very clear diagram?
I think as long as you saw it from the beginning and you had some hoof anatomy expertise and education beforehand, I think that it was a lovely lesson. If you do not know anything about the anatomy of the foot, please ignore this lesson.
Yeah.
It won't make
If you
sense.
don't know, it won't make sense. Go back and look at my other previous navicular YouTube, on the YouTube thingy bobby, whatever it is, that yes. YT place. Apparently extra weights are put on the back of Icelandic horses' hooves and the heel bulbs to get the move as expected, heel first landing, and they are usually shod. It must be terribly detrimental. Oh yeah, they do. They use weights that like bracelet things to weight their feet to make that high stepping, and not giving any thought to the beautiful, incredibly amazing hoof that Mother Nature designed on her board with Lucy. Feat of engineering. It's incredible, and we screw it up all the time. Screw it up, we do. From the rasp to the vet to the ground. Yes, I'm just going to agree with you, Marion. I don't know, quite sure. Good drawing with what you have. Right, it's like I'm doing it with my trackpad like that. That wasn't easy. I joined late. I was genuinely impressed with your diagram. No, you weren't. You're just being nice. And if you don't have a favorite word, I came in halfway through and I still understood it. Great. Tolt. I quite like that as a word as well. Tolt. Great lesson. Is it in the 10-day challenge? No, because we don't talk about navicular, not really. So no, that was a freebie given away to you guys, all about navicular. So next time, right, somebody says navicular to you, you'll say to them, how do you ride your horse? How is the horse shod? Is the horse shod? How is it balanced? You've got to take the toe off when it's why you don't. It does happen with bare hooves, but you don't see it as much as you do with shod ones, because it's just, and that concussive force always. And then what do we see when we x-ray these horses as an incidental finding? What's the other thing that we tend to see with these horses where they've got issues going on with their podotrochlear apparatus? What's the other thing that we tend to see? Side bone. And that's an incidental finding. And do you know something? It's so common that they go, oh, your horse has got a bit of side bone. Shouldn't happen. It's got that common. Like, no, it shouldn't be there in the first place. Ruggles, very informative as always. Thank you, Ruggles. The evolution got it right until the human was developed by accident. Keep this video at once, watch it again. I don't know. I might not put this one up on YouTube. I might delete it because it's a bit silly at the beginning and nobody will want to watch it all the way through. Because it was at the end, if you can get through all the nonsense when we're talking about words, we do a decent bit of lesson on the navicular bone. These challenges
It will stay in the Facebook group, though. It will stay in the Phoenix group.
These challenges are such a good addition to the challenges it complete. Oh yeah, we don't. Yes, the challenges are. They're something special because you get totally absorbed into. It's the story of the horse, right? Really, as in not like the story of the horse, but it's the story of how the horse developed and what we've done to it, how we've lost sight of it all, how really pathology is all man-made when it comes to horses, pretty much. Okay, you're gonna have like tumors and stuff, but that's questionable as well. But it's all pretty much man-made when it and lameness is the top money-making or revenue-making problem that vet practices deal with. Equine vet practices is lameness, and we've still not got on top of it. And it's actually not that. It's boringly simple. It really is simple, but our head gets messed around with. Even on the group, there are people. Be careful, guys, and can you just report it to us if you see it? Not that I'm asking you to be spies or anything, but we won't get to see everything. But there are people that join the group who don't really know what the group is about. And I had to remove 2 comments this afternoon or this morning because somebody had gone in there and drawn on a picture with separation on the hoof, and they'd drawn on it going, right, what you need to do is you need to cut it back from there, cut it back all the way. It'll stop separation, stop tearing, mechanical leverage, and then your horse will grow it out. It's nonsense. It's utter nonsense. And you're just removing the toe pillar. And people are like, yeah, but it looks ugly. I don't care. I don't care. Neither does a horse. A horse wants its toe wall on the ground. And can I tell you this? If you've got a horse that's had its toe removed and it doesn't like landing, this is what it'll land heel first. Is it don't want to land toe? Boom. Boom. Let's bring that down. And that's heel first or toe first, guys. Means that the coffin bone is not at 0 acceleration when it hits the ground. Therefore, you are going to exacerbate issues and burning and heat on that navicular bursa area between on that flexor surface between the digital flexor tendon and the navicular bone. Has Cyber? I was told it was genetic.
That seems to be the answer for everything, though, doesn't it?
Honestly,
when they don't know,
Gary and I have had that.
Oh, it must be genetic.
It's genetic.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, it must be genetic. Oh, I don't know. It's like when we go into that little bag, isn't it? It's oh, hold on, we've got navicular. Oh, what can we do for that? Oh, it's a heart bar shoe. It just never ends, doesn't it? It's either a heart bar shoe or it's bloody genetic.
Yeah,
get a grip.
I remember the Barefoot Live. Exactly, it's genetic or heart bar shoe. I remember the Barefoot Live with Steve Hibrook, who said there is basically no such thing as it's just caudal hoof pain. Yeah, Steve Hibrook, he way ahead of the curve. understanding it because he read Rooney. It's not easy to read Rooney. It's difficult. And he read Rooney, but being an engineer, he understood what Rooney was saying. And this was in the like 50s and 60s, I think, 60s, 50s, 60s, 60s, I think. So he understood it. And he was out there going, no, they don't land heel. They should not land heel and toe first. Oh, yes, they all land heel first. No, they don't. They don't. They should. Well, yeah, they do. You're right. You do. We see it all the time, actually. We do. See, my horse is landing heel first. He's got a good heel first landing. He shouldn't be doing. Well, he's fine. Okay, for now. It's a repetitive strain injury. You know what we get when we get a repetitive strain injury? It's effectively what navicular is like a repetitive strain injury. Such info is so important to fully understand the horrific effects of man-made imbalances. It is. I had a navicular horse asked to trim after they had tried everything else, even got loss of use on insurance, got it sound barefoot and went on to represent the UK international and dressage junior champs.
Awesome.
And then, of course, we always say, if you've got a horse that's been diagnosed with navicular, because radiographs also, they're very controversial. And the reason they're controversial is you could see some, excuse me, I haven't got my coffee. God, Tim's slacking. I asked him for a coffee earlier. He didn't make me one. Where was I? What was I saying?
Can't remember. I've lost the plot.
Oh, I was going to say something really erudite then. Started thinking about coffee. Decaf, by the way. I can't drink caffeinated. I get migraines. I don't know what I was saying. I don't know what I was saying. Wish the vets had this right. Being told my horse was lame, landing flat. Oh, silly. Just talk to them about zero acceleration and watch their eyes pop out on stalks. If I'd listened to my vet event, my event would have been put down at 12 years old due to navicular. Lived to 35 years, sound as a pound. That's what I was going to say. So it's very controversial, radiographs, x-rays, because they could see some changes in the navicular bone. You can see changes in the navicular and horse is completely sound. Because I have to tell you that when they have changes in the navicular bone, it's never going to change. It's going to be there if they've got changes. But if you take away, if it's not gone too far and you take away all the things that are exacerbating it and making that problem, you take your horse barefoot, you get the balance right because the horse finds its own natural balance. How do we find that? By Mother Nature's constants, her blueprint, which is the heart, soul, plane, and the pillars of support. If you do that, then a lot of them just get better. And a great massive amount of horses that have navicular syndrome don't have any changes to their navicular bone at all. Also, that the DDFT changes too, the surface of the digital flexural tendon can change too. Yeah, they are. They're very controversial. Really, really controversial, because you could have a sound horse with some changes. You could also have an unsound horse with no changes, but and then all they got to do, they go, are they chopping off the toe? Are they, let's see, let's do a checklist. Toe chopping. Yes. Well, I tell people to do that all the time. Don't do that. Mother Nature told you not to do that. Don't go around and do that. Has it got thrush? Yes, it has got thrush. That might not make it want to land happily on its back of its foot. So, well, land toe first, won't it? Oh dear. Coffin bone, coffin joint, navicular bone, DDFT, heat, pain, morto walking, coffin joint, articulation, not zero acceleration, navicular bone, DDFT, heat, more pain. Then they come along and they worked out that if they put the horse in a wedge, so to keep the horse sort of more upright, so that it's now sort of doing its toe landing, but it's not bringing its heel down, because they're artificially changing the position of P3, thereby also artificially changing that where that DDFT is. They can get some soundness for a period of time, but they are not going. It's not going to last. It doesn't last. It's just going down a slippery slope. And of course, then you can use osphos and bisphosphates like osphos and Tildren, which are bone remodeling drugs. Which, can I just tell you this? Just putting it out there. If there was a drug that stopped, because there's a little bit of cartilage on that flexor face of the, because it's joint disease, effectively, is what we're talking about. Well, it's not joint, it's the flexor surface. And that's what's breaking down. If there was a drug that would totally stop that, would we be having hip and knee replacements everywhere, all over the world? No. There ain't no drug that's going to ever stop all of that. And ain't no drug that's ever going to make a difference. None. Need to say thank you for non-judgmental comments and support for us trimmers. It's very refreshing as here. It seems to be huge. We all learning, open minds. Go, we bring them on. We want. We think the professional equine world is lost. If you want to jump on our ship, and we'll steer you to sanity, then jump on board, because we need as many people to jump on board as possible. But there will be an awful lot of them who choose a different ship that sails towards insanity. Absolutely. I have a navicular horse given to me, and diet, management, shoes with wedges, horrific, now barefoot and running around. Bring it on. Read a bit Bracy Clark. He said hock is heel, so it makes sense. Should land flat. Of course. They're walking around in a digit. They haven't got a true heel. They don't, right? We call it the heel, but it isn't. It's a... And let me tell you, the horse would be the only one of the four-legged animals in the world that lands heel first. Bar. And... oh. Once the balance is corrected and they land flat, it takes away the friction and tension happening, giving them relief from the pain. That's correct. Yes, digits don't have heels. No, they don't. Lollipop, look to the navicular and x-rays, but no, the signs in the x-rays now diagnosed. Lollipops, they look for the lollipops. They call them lollipops. It's a lovely name for not something that's not very nice. I jumped on with Penny 2 years ago, supporting, helping. Now you are shit. Yeah, great. You're all on our ship, sailing to sanity. We're waving to them that are sailing off to insanity. Bye. I don't think that's how you actually drive a ship. And I don't even think you drive a ship. If there's any sailors here this evening, I am sorry.
You steer a ship.
You steer a ship. But they do have big wheels, don't they? Big, giant wheels. Right, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm done now. Might go and watch a bit of telly, actually, for the first time in God knows how long.
See you all tomorrow.
Yeah. Depends. Yeah, I get seasick. But if there was a ship going to sanity, I'd be on it. All right then, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll try and be on time. Can't guarantee. Bye-bye now. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Ruggles.
Take care.
My favourite word. Bye.